Hello, Kubrick Lover 1972 here, also known as Brian. We're on the ninth day of the 31 days of Halloween marathon. Today's pick is a movie I've wanted to see for quite some time. I think when it first came out, I think it was the 80s when it came out. What's the year on here? Let's see. I think it was the late 80s. I see. My site isn't. I can't pick up the. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the. Well, anyways, it was a while back when this was made. It's The Serpent and the Rainbow by Wes Craven. So it's about zombies. Maybe it's like a scientific approach towards explaining zombies. It's based on a true story. I don't know how faithful to the true story it is because you have all these special effects and prosthetic makeup, and who knows if that was the real if that was really integral to what was happening in the true story. How much of that was fabricated. I don't know, but so the film starts out. It stars Bill Pullman, and he's in the. Well, actually, it's before Bill. It starts off in Haiti first. Most of the film takes place in Haiti, and it involves voodoo. Um, there's a ceremony that takes place, and there's a guy that gets buried. And then the next scene, um, Bill Pullman is in the Amazon, and this like a shaman, or I guess he's a shaman. He makes him drink this liquid, and he starts hallucinating and seeing things like tigers. And then he goes down this hole. He falls into this hole in the ground covered up by leaves, and these arms are stretched out on either side. Um, and There's a reference to more arms coming out of the walls in a later part of the film. And Mike Gray, 1951. If you're watching, you might notice that as because you bought Day of the Dead, and at the start of Day of the Dead, you'll see some hands come out of a wall, and that's probably, well, not probably, I would say is definitely an homage to Roman Polanski's Repulsion, which is a really good movie. It's on Criterion. I've done a review of it on my channel. I've done just a few reviews of films on my channel. Maybe one of these days I'll do more reviews of films, but I've only done a few reviews of movies, and Repulsion was one of them. But Repulsion has these hands coming out of the wall, and so you see that in Day of the Dead, and you also see that in this film. Anyways, so Bill Pullman, then he goes back to the U.S., and some of the people he works for, they find out about this guy that survived death, they think. I don't know if his heart rate or his thinking was right or something. I think I've heard cases of like brain dead people that are alive, like they're vegetables, like on life support or whatever. And maybe that's what a zombie actually is, maybe the dead coming back to life. If you read it in an old text like the Bible, maybe that's what zombies actually are, is actual dead people. Well, they're not dead. They can move around, but they have no idea, who they are, what they're doing, or anything like that. So that's the way I rationalize the true part of the story, if it's true. And so Bill Pullman's in Haiti, and so he's trying to find this like medicine that can help sick people, and he keeps getting thwarted by the authorities. And his this woman is telling him to leave the country, and eventually he's forced to leave the country. But he's tortured a little, and then he goes back. He's forced back to the U.S. and then he goes back to Haiti again. I'm not going to tell you how it ends, whether it ends happy or sad. It ends differently than the nightmare, like the first Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll say that. But there's a lot of special effects in this movie. The serpent refers to the earth, and the rainbow refers to the heavens. So that's what that means. And like Mother Mary, with voodoo, it's like what's that word I'm looking for? Assimilation, or there's another word I'm looking for in my head. I'm just trying to remember what it is. Amalgamation, like a mixing together of two things. And so I think it's Catholicism and voodoo. I mean, voodoo. Oh, I know. Catholicism and African beliefs mixed together become voodoo. Sort of like with I'm reading a book on Japan, like the ancient religion of the Japanese, the Shinto, and then the Buddhism was brought over from China, and they also had Confucius. They learned about Confucius. They read lots of Confucius, and so all those three things merged together and formed like Japanese identity or whatever. So I guess you could say voodoo's like that. And the Mother Mary thing is that I think there's a similar figure in the voodoo in the African religion that merges with the Mother Mary in the Catholic religion, and that's how they can function. Those two different halves can function well together, not clash, I guess you could say. So a little bit of it is graphic, but it's got all these special effects, and it's kind of a fun movie, but it's kind of it's a little bit hard to believe. It begs a little. The logic gets a little stretched, and the suspending your disbelief is a little hard to do. But I'm gonna, out of 5 stars, I'm gonna give this film probably. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. So I marginally recommend this film. I think it's a good film, but I don't think it's a great film. I think it in parts it sort of sags, but for the most part, it's a good movie. And the special effects are pretty cool. There's a few graphic parts, but I think it's worth a watch. I enjoyed it. I didn't mind. I didn't mind watching it. I didn't think it was a waste. So that's my review for tonight. It's 12:41 right now in the morning, so I'll load this up right now. Last night, I watched a film for a filmmaker, and I have no idea what happened with that. So I watched it on, I watched it online, and then I did my review, and I don't know why, but for some reason it took like literally 4 hours to, no, not 4. Would it be 4? Maybe 3 or 4, at least 3 hours to upload onto YouTube's server. And that doesn't seem right because it was like a 17-minute video. I wouldn't be surprised if it took an hour to upload, but 3 hours. But I would guess that maybe it was the time of night it was. It was like 2 a.m. to 5, and maybe that's when the people at YouTube are working on their equipment, and that maybe that's why my video is uploading so slowly. But then once it was on YouTube servers, I went to bed. When I was at work and on my break, I looked at the video, and I saw that it was around 3 p.m. when I took my break, and it said that had been uploaded 9 hours previous. So I guess it got onto YouTube approximately 6 a.m. in the morning today. So this video, I'm hoping, is not going to take that long to get up on YouTube. I was gonna say, well, I did say last night. I said, and I think I said on the Facebook post today, I'm going to try to get this one that you're watching right now on earlier. But of course, it's 12:44 now, so obviously a lot of people are going to bed now or are in bed. So I'm trying to get to a speed where you can see it more. But you'll probably be able to catch up, and you can always go back and look at my YouTube channel and watch the reviews I've done. So anyways, I give this film 3 stars. I think it's worth seeing. Parts of it kind of sag. It's not the greatest movie in the world, but it's fun. And if you like watching a fun horror movie, I think it's worth it. And even though, and the logic sort of stretches itself a little bit, you can't take it too seriously. Like bringing the dead to life and all. Yeah, I don't know. So that does it for this review. 3 stars. I'll be back probably tomorrow, I would say. If I'm not on tomorrow, I'll be on, let's see, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'll be on Thursday with like 2 reviews or something like that. So anyways, catch you soon. Thanks a lot. Watch some scary movies. See you later.